Hey, if you don't know, and the people do know, Dumb and Dumber Draft, we told you guys to rewatch it. A lot of you probably know it, some of you didn't. But yeah, and me and Jimmy and BBD, I don't want you to feel exiled on this. We had literally a 3-second conversation on it. The part that turned out to be interesting for me on this is so much of the humor is physical. Mm-hmm. So much of it is Jim Carrey just letting him go. I mean, Jeff Daniels is just as electric as it gets playing Harry, so
it was tough.
That made it that was the tough part.
The rules of the draft that we set forth, because we did the Superbad draft and we said you had one quote per character. You couldn't do the same character twice.
Repeat a character.
This is so much more of a two-man show that we said you can repeat one. So you have to have 4 from 4 different people, and then you get 1 double up because there's just
so
too
we're going
many.
5 rounds.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what we said, right?
I don't think we officially said it, but I know we did 5 rounds for Superbad.
We did that for the last one. I know we wanted to mix up the characters. I'm open to conversation on it because it's so much.
I'm
just
like,
them.
I'm nervous about literally having enough, but like I'll be able to figure it out.
Whatever you guys want to do.
Like I might even go 4 with 1 double.
It's just not.
That's what I said.
4
You had
rounds.
I thought you had 5.
I thought you were saying
so
5 rounds.
three different characters you can double 4 rounds.
Yes.
All right, there's a lot of good quotes, though.
There's a lot of good quotes,
There's a lot
but
of good
most of
quotes.
them are the 2
Then
dudes.
can we just do them? Like I guess that's what we're all dancing around right now.
Oh, whatever you two want to do. I'm fine. I prepped for that.
If we go to 5 rounds and you can double up both of the 2 main guys.
And you do a Lloyd, you have to do 2 Lloyds, 2 Harry, and then 1 Randall.
That I can very comfortably at least accomplish the draft. Right. This was the first time I've watched the movie. So that's why I'm at Branson. But I'm open to whatever. I'll play.
I think we need to go 5 rounds. There's too much good.
Let's go 5, 2 Lloyd, 2 Harry, random.
You can do more than 2 and 2.
All right.
If you've got other characters.
Gonna have to abandon some of my randoms that I love.
It's fine.
You can still do them. You just have
No, because if they're not gonna beat out a Lloyd or a Harry,
Right.
you're random. Yeah. All right. So we have to write down things.
do something.
And this draft is brought to you by Magic Spoon Cereal. There's nothing like sitting at home, watching Dumb and Dumber, feeling good, and eating some cereal. That's the best. And the best problem that you won't face is unhealthiness, because this is guilt-free cereal. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving, only 140 calories a serving. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. You can build your own box or get a variety pack with available flavors. Can I tell you guys something? Caitlin, my wonderful Caitlin, went shopping yesterday. I said, can you pick up some cereal? I'm out of Magic Spoon. I have to reorder from them. She got some cereal from the healthy section that says like it's keto. It's keto-free, a lot of this stuff. I tried it. You know what it did? It tasted like it was all that stuff. Magic Spoon tastes sweet still. There's still very much a sweet, candy, sugary, even though there's 0 grams of sugar, flavor to it. So I was like, man, I got to order some Magic Spoon. And you can too if you go to magicspoon.com/Jomboy. Grab your delicious cereal and try it today. And be sure to use promo code Jomboy at checkout to save $5. They're so confident you'll enjoy the product. It's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/Jomboy and use the code Jomboy to save $5 off. Okay, I need a pen or something.
Have a pen. Do we have paper?
I guess you're right on that.
Do that. Thanks. Magic Spoon.
Do you need one more pen?
This is
Should be
the
another.
next one we have to do.
All right, I am writing down a number, and I've written it down. The number that I wrote down, I've written
what
down.
I
I
did.
wrote down.
You like what you
I
did.
like my number today.
I wrote down number 24.
I'm about 33% I'm winning this.
The whole draft, or just this number?
This number.
Okay. BBD, what number did you write down?
23, so anything lower, I've got you.
55. for Matsui.
Small window for me.
What'd you do?
37. I did 24.
24. I think you probably have it,
13.
right?
Wow.
I think he's got it.
What did you write down?
55. So
55 minus
I'm
37 is
18.
18.
We were all around it.
Wow. I can't believe I won that. I had the smallest. Well, BBD had a small margin, but he got anything lower than me.
Yeah.
Right.
I was sandwiched.
I
I'm
had
going to take the first
biggest
overall.
number of numbers I could win.
First overall. Wowie, wow, wow, wowie, wow, wow.
I will be taking the first overall.
So is that? Am I the second pick?
You're 2.
Really? Yeah.
I'll take 3, 4 wraparound.
I will choose the middle.
Okay.
2 guys surrounding me.
Bum bum ba da 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 do 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 do. BBD, I'm so excited that you never watched this with your adult.
Yeah,
brain.
I knew I have literally seen it, but when I watched it over the weekend, I was like, this is the first time I've seen it. I didn't retain anything other than a couple lines, but
paid break. Okay, with my first pick overall, I am taking our pets' heads are falling off
Okay. It's all time.
from Lloyd.
A lot of all-timers. It's all time.
I've had it with this dump. We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off. Okay.
Quotability's there. Initial humor is there.
Yeah.
So I'm taking our pets' heads are falling off. That's one of my Lloyd picks.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. I mean, so many all-time quotes in this.
This movie held up just as well as I thought it would when I was watching it. If not, every time I watch it, I find something new funny.
you may want
Yes.
to close the chat, by the way.
Chat, see you later. Enjoy yourselves.
Okay.
So, Jake, you're up.
I think where I'm going to go with this, and, not to give away too much strategy, because in BBD this was exchanged between me and Jimmy before. I think if we did all of the best quotes, if it was 100 best quotes, it would probably be 50 Jim Carrey, 40 Jeff Daniels, and then 10 random. I mean, I think
I'd up
Carrey's-
it. I'd up it to
Yeah,
75.
Jim Carrey has the best quotes in this movie.
I think he has the better ones on repeat viewings.
Yeah.
So it's the first time I've seen it. Kind of my whole board is Harry quotes.
Okay, interesting.
Wow.
Interesting. So
Very
I
interesting.
gave away too much. I think I'm going to take a Harry because
Well, I just told you.
Yeah.
It's my whole board.
well, no, I was my whole thing was building up to I think there's more Lloyd quotes out there, so I want to take the Harry that I want. I am going with when he says, "Look at the fun bags on that hose hound," right after saying they're talking about how they need to be they give a passionate speech about how they're starting a new life and they need to be classy and make the turn, and he just stares at the beautiful blonde woman and goes, "Look at the fun bags on that hose hound." And then I probably can't steal it. It is closely attached to get some
Is it the
bowls
same
of,
scene?
get some bowls of loudmouth soup. Yes.
What are you doing here? You can't take two different picks.
They're the
They're
same.
not the same quote.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Because they are very much connected to each
But
other.
it's a quote. It's
right. We did some of this in Superbad. That's very much. That's a part of it.
It's part of what factored into that pick.
All we gotta do is show a little class, a little sophistication, and we're in like a dirty shirt.
And that's no problem, Lloyd. We can be classy and sophisticated. Look at the fun bags on that hose hound.
I'd like to eat her liver with some farver beans and a nice bottle of Chianti.
So for me, when they go ruins it for me.
Right, because they go mainstream, which, again, going back to 1994 and how big Silence of the
I
Lambs
like
is,
that
you
line. I
have to
almost
do
put
that.
it down. I almost paused to write it down, and then they did the farver beans, Chianti, and I was like, nah.
That's not part of my
You need to
quote.
pick it.
Well, that's why I was saying the next part you're trying to claim.
Well, because Harry's still rolling, but it's all right. That's why we had a discussion about it. We don't need
BBD?
our heads to fall off about it.
I'm going with a Lloyd quote in the first round.
Okay.
Part quotability. We use it around the office decently often. And he says it a couple times, I think. I'm taking I like it a lot. Just the real-world applications of being able to say it the fun way he says it. I'm taking it.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. All time.
It's a quotability play.
His facial expressions, man.
Yeah, no, it's...
Incredible.
Feels good to mingle with these laid-back country folk, don't it, Harry? I like it a lot.
And then I'm going to go for a Harry quote on my wraparound. Going towards the end of the movie, they're being held hostage. They're talking about the kissing ass, and it really just it's hit me really well. Both cheeks, both lips.
Right here. That's good, BBD.
Both cheeks, both
good
lips.
line.
That wasn't on my board, but that's a good one. Man, both cheeks, both lips. Harry.
Yeah, that's a great pull, BBD. I mean, that's obviously not, and that's going to be the mix here.
I've watched this so many times and quoted so many things, and I think I agree with you. It's great, but it's never
Great line. It's not one of the quotable.
You just tell me where to sign, bud.
Right on my ass after you kiss it.
Kiss it! You kiss mine! Both cheeks, both lips, right here!
Come on, put it right.
God, that's good, BBD. It's a good pick.
Jake?
It's a good pick. All right, back to me. I mean, my heart is already in this. I'm so done with strategy. It's obvious. It's been used a lot in our society. For me, one of the tests when rewatching a movie, especially a movie I know that well, is when do I get the first rewatch cackle?
New laugh cackle.
It's not a new laugh. It's just which one got me today. And man, the one that got me last night, they're building up. You're finding out who the characters are. They pick up the hitman who's about to kill them, and then there's a pause after they go Jimmy Jake bicker mode, and then Jim Carrey turns to him and he says, "Do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?" Because that is the most ridiculous sentence that you can say to a person. I lost it. And I've probably, I've seen the movie and that scene probably like closer to triple figures than zero.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And man,
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
So a lot of people laugh at the sound, but you're finding humor in just like that question.
He's
Yes.
proposing
And
that
I
you
don't know.
we just picked up a random man. You think he wants to hear the most annoying sound in the
who
world?
just got
Well,
pissed
he's
off at you
trapped-
guys.
Trapped in between them.
So do you know that this was completely improvised? And that's why you can hear Jim Carrey holding back laughs
giggles.
as he says
Yeah.
it. And if you watch Jeff, Daniels?
He cracks a smile.
He just loses it. They have to cut really quick because look at him on the right. He's just about to go. They have to cut to a new shot because and you can listen to the way Jim Carrey says it. You can tell he's holding back laughter as he says it.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Oh, that's a good one.
And I don't know if this is controversial, if this is a mid-draft convo. Jim, I'm not well-classed, BBD. Everyone listening knows that. I think the acting in this movie is good. Like, it's obviously a ridiculous movie, but, like, Italian mobster guy, he's good.
They're little they're playing caricatures, but in a good way.
Right, like in a
do it
semi-legitimate way.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim, you have the double up.
So that's your Lloyd. All right, yeah. I'm just drafting for me because I just want to draft about things that are funny.
Sure.
Where the fuck's all my notes? This is a play on my first pick, so they go hand in hand. So I'm fine with that. It's yeah, he was pretty old. When he says,
That's a you pick. That's good. That's a you pick.
He
That's
says,
good.
He says, Petey died. And he says, how did Petey die? And he says, his head fell off. And he says, what? He says, yeah, he was pretty old.
Dude, there's a lot of dumb casual conversations in Dumb and Dumber that, oh my God.
His head fell off. Yeah, he was pretty old.
That's good.
That's such a good line. And again, people jump to my first pick. Our heads, pets are falling off as the funniest joke from that bit, but that's the number one pick. But
it's this whole movie is littered
yeah, he was pretty
with lines and
Sorry,
jokes.
Harry.
What happened?
His head fell off.
His head fell off.
Yeah, he was pretty old.
It's good.
All right. Dude, all my picks are from like that scene.
It's a good scene.
Which like it is my favorite scene, but how much do I? Let me look at my board to see if I should move around the movie a little bit. Dude, I have a lot that like aren't things.
Right.
And I'd put a note that I didn't realize that the Peaky Blinders song is in Dumb and Dumber. Like it came on in that scene, and I was like, "Oh, this is the theme song."
That
of Peaky
was the
Blinders?
other thing I wanted to say. 'Cause
Music's good.
The acting, pretty good. And the music's really
Music
good.
really
and
well
that,
selected.
That going on with that ridiculousness of Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels is part of what makes it like a great all-time movie.
Now is
The Farrelly brothers always have good soundtracks.
Yeah.
They like that's like their thing. They like finding good music.
my now seems like the time to drop this. I was nervous when it was going to be 5 rounds, only 1 repeat. I don't have like the deepest board that I normally would for this style of draft. So I did put down a couple like soundtrack choices I liked that were like,
Look at you.
that's gonna be my twist in like the 4th round when if I really need to pull something out.
Okay.
And the one I would have picked was after Harry's stuck on the toilet, the Wizard of Oz witch
that got
soundtrack got me
Like
really
that.
good.
I have so many picks that are just for me.
Sure.
I feel bad about it.
That's okay.
Like I don't care. Comment section and chat. I'm picking for me. It's the same exact scene. It's
Run
in the-
it.
It's in the movie. It's man, you are one pathetic loser.
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, that is. Sometimes I watch like that. What am I trying to say? Like I don't like. I was gonna say that's my kind of humor.
Yeah.
But I think that's only because of that.
Right.
So you get fired again, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
They always freak out when you leave the scene of an accident, you know?
I almost picked
Yeah,
that.
well, I lost my job too.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Man. And that was definitely going through this, knowing that it was 1994 when it came out, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, I was, looking around at my different friends and how many of mine and their senses of humor are molded and twisted
By
because of this movie. Like this movie particularly.
Oh yeah.
It's
That's
pretty
like
wild.
I quote that too. That's like
Yeah.
funny. Like you're one pathetic loser.
Yeah.
Right after it, he drops the no offense, which I think is the big joke, but I like the joke before the joke again. So that's my
good.
back-to-back.
That's good.
I gotta say, guys, don't care if anyone doesn't like my board. I love my board.
That's good.
That's the beauty of the movie drafts.
Yeah, I like the movie draft because I don't feel pressured at all.
I don't care
Right.
if I win.
Right.
Yeah.
We all win.
We're all winning.
You get your picks for the most part. And that's where I'll go with this one. It tripped me up so bad last night. you know, they have entered the hotel. They know they have money. You know, they celebrate. They do get all the speech and all that. The scene cuts. They are crying and wiping their tears with money to a telephone commercial. And then as they're crying, watching a commercial, Harry turns to Lloyd and he says, "This is living, huh?" These two guys that have lived in poverty and are trying to escape their lives have now stumbled into money. They've gotten one of the finest hotels in the world, and what are they doing? Crying in bed together, wiping their tears with money from a commercial. For me, I think what made me laugh so much was, how do you write that in a script?
Yeah, you don't.
How? That's impossible.
Man, this is living, huh?
A commercial. Like you'd normally think like
A movie?
anything. Anything.
Well, remember when we were watching and they got us that commercial and we were
know.
like crying?
Maybe that's what the Farrellys knew and we didn't.
This is a long one because I think it's trying to grab the clip right here. I've been pretty good at grabbing the clips, like very.
You've been great
fastly.
at grabbing the clip.
Yeah.
Snaps for
No
grabbing
one even
the clips.
knows how good I am at grabbing clips.
Rain brought them to him.
My mother was Sarah Carvel.
Although at the time he wasn't sure he wanted to accept the gift.
Nick, do you think he'll let us stay? No, this place is ugly anyway. You and me, we're family.
Promise never to drift away.
And no one's ever gonna break us apart.
At Pacific Valley, they believe that's pretty special.
Wow, boy, this is living.
I forgot they slow play the commercial reveal.
Because it's got, like, again, I just don't get how you get there. I don't get how you get a full camera crew set up, the actors and everything, and that's what comes out, and it's incredible. So,
BBD, you have the wraparound?
Yeah, now that I'm here making the decisions, there were a lot more Lloyd picks on my board than I originally thought, which I'm excited about. There's a few, like I'm willing to leave it up to Jake to maybe whittle it down and take one off my plate. Probably won't, but I'm not going to take a Lloyd pick now.
I got lost.
I got whittled.
I'm between a couple Lloyd picks. I'm willing to. Jake's next round is probably going to be.
You don't mind
one.
if he steals
I don't
one?
mind if it gets stolen and he just makes an
Okay.
easier decision for me.
Whittling wood over here.
Yeah, dainty.
So I think I'll go with an iconic scene line play. I'm going to Harry. Just when I thought you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself. It's used a lot in the streets. It's kind of, it's a bit of an obvious pick, but I do want it, and it is obvious for a reason.
It's all time.
Yeah.
It's all
That's
time.
probably, if you Google.
It's the Family Feud, like,
Yes.
number one pick.
Yeah,
to
if
this
you
movie.
Google, like, Dumb and Dumber, which I didn't even because they were so disappointing with Superbad, so I didn't even Google that. But that's definitely up there.
It's
It's that or
and
television
relatable.
the reason it is so good is because spinning it back to the acting, the scene before that where they break up, it's
It's a genuine,
Jim Carrey
like, good
lets out
fight.
the sad yell at the
You know,
end.
Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself.
Traded it for the man, straight up.
Dude, how does Jim Carrey steal that scene so well? He's so good.
His facial expressions, like in this scene, it's unreal. Again, sometimes when we do our Patreon photos with Sam, we tell her, like, give us a funny emotion so we could try to do a funny face. His face in that scene.
I mean, when it cuts to how Jim Carrey's listening and he's making that face, that's the bigger joke.
Like, just blind confidence? Like, how would you describe that face?
Yeah, confidence.
Traded
just
the
like,
van
this is,
for
of
the
course,
bike,
this
straight
is
up.
Great, this is. And then that laugh at the end.
It's good.
Oh, man.
Quality pick.
I remember when Nick Swisher made an error in right field, and then he made like a great diving catch, and they asked AJ Burnett about it, and he said that. He said just when he couldn't do anything dumber, he goes and totally redeems himself. And that was the first time I just heard like an athlete just do a movie quote in the press conference. Oh, that's cool.
So now I'm going to go to my non-Harry, non-Lloyd.
Okay. Interesting.
It's technically the first one off the board. I'm curious how it's going to be
Interested.
received. This is going to be kind of obvious. Again, first time watching the movie.
I have one that I want so bad, so I'm pretty nervous.
I have two that I would have been comfortable taking here, but I'm going to... I don't think either of you are going to be mad that I took it. At the phone booth...
Oh, shit. Oh, keep going.
Well, now I'm scared it's going to be
I'm going to hold on for hope. Yeah, I'm going to hold out for hope, but what do you got?
Oh, so these are the two I'm between. All right, I'm gonna take the guy that comes over, knocks on the door. Sorry, do you ever hear about the concept of other people? Me being that for the phone. Oh, you turned your back on me. Oh, I almost like it.
God fucking damn it, dude. That's the most I've ever been snaked ever. Oh my God.
Snake.
Oh, you turned your back on me. He got me mad. I almost like it. It's so fucking funny, dude. That guy has no business being that funny in that scene. Like, he's supposed to be the dweeb that you hate.
Yeah.
Great pick. God, I'm upset.
Wow.
That was the one non-them that I wanted so bad. Have you noticed this before?
Yeah, that's such a relatable emotion
he got me mad.
for the
I almost
pathetic
like it.
person. Yeah.
Sir. Oh, you turned your back on me. Oh, he got me mad. I almost...
It cuts off. Got me mad. I almost like it. That's so funny.
Dude. Yeah, man. That's such a relatable feeling.
Yeah, no, I'm going to try and get it again and not have the end cut off. Great pick, BBD. Great pick.
BBD with a monster snake. My good.
So funny. Because like you're saying, you know that feeling.
Sir.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
you turned your back on me. Oh, he got me mad. I almost like it.
You and
I almost like it is such a good phrase.
Yeah.
I almost
Yeah.
like it.
I almost like it, yeah. Oh, shit. Really, really good work, BBD.
Good job, BBD. Wow. Wow. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna leave my last character, give Jom a chance to snake. I really only have one out there. We'll see. Going through my notes on this is hilarious because the way I decided to take notes last night was texting myself, so I just have doubles of each line.
You're so weird, dude.
Yeah.
There's a notes
There's
app.
a notes app. It's for taking notes.
I don't go to the notes app. I've tried it.
Every day.
Okay. I've got one mainstream. I've got one that just amongst the two characters. All right, I am going to go with. So, they snap again. They've made it to Aspen. They've achieved their dream. They, can't find Mary. So they are outside, in beautiful Aspen, freezing. And it's the famous two gloves. You've had two sets of gloves this whole time. In the middle of the fight, as the briefcase opens, Jim Carrey is getting choked, and he screams at Lloyd, "Harry, your hands are freezing!" And it is just so good. So good. Oh, my God.
I like when he just says, "I'm going to kill you."
I mean, again, Jakey's spin on the acting in the movie. How good? How good do this?
As you're getting strangled because
As
you
you're
didn't
getting
share your gloves.
We're in Aspen. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it me?
I think so.
Your final two.
Final two. Wow.
All right, so I need another Harry. This is really hard. I have like 4 that I don't. One isn't even a thing he says, but we're not doing that, right? I'll just save that for post-game notes.
I
Okay.
think so.
All right.
Okay.
Again, I have 2 that are in similar circumstances.
Okay.
I don't know how well they fit because it's not like the quote itself, but I'm going to take it. The how's your burger?
That scene's hilarious. That scene is hysterical. That might be my favorite scene.
Because dude, that scene, like earlier when they go, when he asks them a question, and first he says, eat up and we'll tell you. And when he says that part, Jim Carrey looking the other way because he's laughing so hard because he finds that funny. Like they're just little 5-year-olds. And then when he says, how's your burger? It's so funny, dude, because he's just trying to get it quick. Like, just trying to get him to eat. I don't know how to explain why. But
I think why this hits so good is, again, it's such a relatable feeling. If you've ever,
Like you're itching.
If
Like,
you're
shut up, just do
doing
it.
a dumb prank
Yeah.
to itch with a friend and, like, you almost want to get caught,
Yeah.
you either want to provoke it or get caught.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm getting it now. But, and it's a phrase that we say as a group of friends. And, if anyone, if something bad is about to happen or has happened anyway, how's your burger? We've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna ask him? Vacation?
Why don't you eat up and we'll tell you?
Just doesn't seem like you packed much. All I saw was one bag and that briefcase.
No, the briefcase isn't even ours. Some lady left at the airport. We're just bringing it back to her. How's your burger?
I mean, you don't even know her?
Dude, Jim Carrey's
reaction. Again, that's an emotional. Everyone on the
some lady left
everyone
at
is
the airport. We're just
and how he speeds through it, like at the end.
Yeah.
It's so good. The delivery's perfect.
lady left at the airport. We're just bringing it back to her. How's your burger?
You mean you don't even know her?
I think he was about to break there too. Oh wait, look at Jeff Daniels when he says.
Maybe that's why they do the full zoom.
Yeah, look when he says.
Well, I think he's acting. It's also part of the acting.
It works. It works.
You get to act.
But look at when he says no, and he says you don't even know her. That looks like a coy little. Has to look away, and then they cut immediately.
You don't even know her?
How's your burger? That's my pick. All right, so I need a non.
The naan. I'm not talking bread.
Well, since BBD stole my one that I really, really wanted, I just taken that same dude in the car scene when he just screams, guys, guys, guys.
Oh, okay. The Italian, the mobster.
The mobster. When that's not.
So what are you gonna ask me?
It's
guys.
You mentioned our friends group has a lot of things from this movie that have just been things we've used, but yes.
It's right after the most annoying.
Yes.
It's right after that. But yeah, I mean, I really wanted the other one, but I'll take guys because we say guys all the time, and then whenever people are getting out of hand, guys, and then one of our friends' phones auto-corrected it to
guys, gush.
Gush, and like I still say that now. But yeah.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
it's such. He does it so well too.
Yes.
Like it's really good acting in those three guys.
Another a relatable emotion.
All right, so that's my draft.
That's good. That's good. I am going with, so this is my Harry Lloyd character, and I did struggle with this a little bit. I'm going with a little bit of a mainstream one. I'm going with the police officer, who is, and I think his name's Jeff something. But he pulls him over. The whole cardigan part of that, obviously, that's a part of our lexicon and a lot of people's. But when he's hinting that they've been drinking, and it's a quiet line, BBD. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but he says, "Give me the booze, you little pumpkin pie haircutted freak." Which is a really good burn after you've been watching Jim Carrey's hair the whole movie. And then
his tooth,
it's like good cop talk too.
Yeah.
Like that is, how a man of the law would put you under the table.
Yeah. Come on, give me that booze, you little pumpkin pie hair-cutted freak. Come on.
Jeff Daniels' face in that was really good.
BBD, what don't you have? Do you have two Lloyds?
I'm
missing
taking
a
my
Lloyd.
my Lloyd.
All right.
My last Lloyd.
Need it.
Okay, it's this is half a board play, but also I'm really taking the line after it. He says it. So you're telling me there's a chance. Then right after he says, "I read you." He's like, "Oh, we are on the exact same page."
So you're telling me there's a chance.
I read you.
The final two Lloyds I was down to was the "your hands are freezing" and the "desperately want to make love to a schoolboy."
Yeah, it's good.
Building yourself up for a big speech and then just flubbing it.
I was between three Lloyd picks for the last pick. The others were during the same, both cheeks, both lips. He's okay, kill him.
Okay, kill him. That's
very
very much in my
Yeah.
everyday.
And the other one was when he's with Mary before that. Race to the top. They literally races her up the stairs.
Trips her. They just met.
I'd say more like 1 out of a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah! I read you.
All right, that's good. Killer Boots Man was on my board.
Killer Boots Man. The Big Gulps is obviously.
Yeah, it's an all-time. You know what got me really good was, excuse me, little old lady.
Yeah.
Excuse me, little
And then
old
another
lady.
one that's not a quote, but is so funny is just, yeah, so.
You just want to go to Aspen to see that girl.
Yeah, so.
The other couple I texted to myself last night. Such Hell.
Which one?
That's when.
I know that, but.
That's after Lloyd thinks he's been stood up. Harry comes back and tells him she must have meant 10 o'clock at night. And he's talking about all the pain he's been going through. And he's like, yeah, 10 in the morning. Let's meet at a bar at 10 in the morning. He's pretending to laugh because he knows Harry does it. And he says, he's just like, all this pain, everything I've been through, such hell. Just rubbing it in his friend's face that put him under the bus. I had that, and then there was.
What else did I have here?
I said
a very underrated line that I never picked up on, or feel like I haven't picked up on. When in the very opening scene, when he's looking at her and driving and saying how dangerous it is.
Right.
He says, getting trapped under a gas truck, that's the worst. I have this cousin. Well, I had this cousin. It's very sneaky. Don't you go dying on me. And then, dude, the scene that cracks me up the most, but is nothing, and that's why it's funny.
Right.
That's the point of it, is when He says, "Excuse me, Flo," and Harry loses his shit. Like, so I wrote as my like number one Harry pick was him laughing at the Flo line, but it's not. It's illegal. But
no, that's pretty incredible. The only other one I had written down was when Jim Carrey says, he's bought some chips. Harry says, we're on a pretty tight budget. He says, I sold some things. And then he coughs Petey, and Jeff Daniels' first double take, he goes, Petey? Bird? A lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. Good film.
Another one I had, again, at that end scene when the cops come in, put your hands up, and Lloyd puts his hands up. Not you, dummy.
Not you, dummy. That would have been a good... That was a good non.
That would have been my other non-pick. Either that or the mobster guy. Who I don't even know if this line's supposed to be funny, but he just goes, "You don't kill people you don't know. It's a rule."
It's not bad.
The other mobster, how's he know I got gas? That whole setup for that's really good.
Excuse me, Flo? Flo like the TV show.
Harry's laugh there is real good.
Funny movie.
Harry, you're alive. You're a horrible shot.
Yeah. What if he shot you in the face is a good one.
Yeah, the whole movie's just full of good lines.
Nice set of Hooters you got there. That does get me every time. I know it's coming. His delivery on it is so good. Chat, we're back with you.
Back with the chat.
It's okay. I'm a limo driver.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's you can literally read the script.
Pretty much. Harlan Williams is the comedian who plays the cop. He used to host a bunch of that Comedy Central stand-up show.
Kick his ass, Seabass is not funny, but that is like a quote for the end of time. Like, that was such a popular
it continues to be said if you have any friend named Sebastian or something.
I think even if you don't know Seabass, if you just yell kick his ass, I think
it's just rhymes.
2 out of 10 times someone's going to say Seabass because it's just like in the lexicon.
Yeah. It's literally the last thing he said to us. Not if you count the gurgling sound.
I mean, that's where...
One second you're eating a burger and the next you're dead meat.
That's where it's so tough. Because, man, I mentioned the diner scene where they kill the guy with the burger, or however you want to label that. When they start going with the ketchup and mustard, and he passes it to him, and he says, "This helps." Like, the line itself isn't great, but them sharing mustard and ketchup as they kill a guy, and then he sprays it up to catch it in his mouth. I would have loved to see those scenes.
Uncut.
Live.
Yeah.
Uncut.
There was one scene I was watching that wasn't that scene. Maybe it was. Where I wonder when it was, because it was the beginning of the movie. I had to get a lot of lines from there, where I was just laughing at everything. I know I drafted a bunch from that scene where they're sitting around, but I don't think it was that. When Seabass comes over to Harry and says, "You gonna eat that?" And he goes, "Yeah, no, it crossed my mind." That's pretty good. I don't know, Lloyd, the French are assholes. That's a popular one. Let's go get a couple bowls of loudmouth soup was high on my Harry board. That's just a funny phrasing and a term. It's almost like too smart for the show. Like, that's a joke. These guys like aren't even saying jokes. Yeah.
Who ordered the foot long didn't get taken.
Which I do love. I do love. I mean, instant humor at the start of the show. Start of the movie. Second
Lovely
thought you might...
accent you have there, New Jersey.
Yeah.
A couple early hitters.
Second thought, you might want to run a comb through them. Dogs covered in ketchup and mustard. Something that interested me, and you've heard me say this about the Friends, The Office, some other shows. How old do you think they each were when this movie came out?
I thought about that because Jeff Daniels looks older. I would guess he's like 35, but it could be younger. I think Jim
He might
Carrey's
just
probably
look
28,
older.
29. 28 to 32 is what I'd guess for Jim Carrey.
I don't know how old they are now, which is part of the game.
Yeah, it's a little tough for you.
I don't know. I'm in that range. I'll give
We've seen them.
Jim Carrey 27, Jeff 30.
So, in '94, the year it came out, so they probably filmed like the year before and stuff. But '94, when it came out, Jim Carrey was 32,
Okay. I
and
was around it.
Jeff Daniels was 39
Wow.
in Dumb and Dumber.
It's funny. I mean, he's a serious actor. He doesn't do comedies.
Right.
So this was like a very different role for him.
Well, and that's the part, because, I know a lot of Jeff Daniels stuff now, but I wonder where he was in his career at that point. That's the part I don't, was he like taking a big chance? Was he, I don't know.
I don't think either of them, because the Farrelly brothers were new as well. It was their second movie. He did do Fly Away Home, but that was in 96. No, he was in Speed, so he had a big year in 1994 as well.
Yeah.
I believe the story, There Goes the Neighborhood. I like that movie in 92, but that's not a big one. So he was a working actor.
That's what I'd wonder.
I do remember that I think they got Jim Carrey for super cheap. And then
Right.
the Mask had to pay, or the opposite. Because this was like 1994 was Jim Carrey's big year. The Mask came out, Dumb and Dumber came out, and I think Ace Ventura came out, all in 1994.
I think that and Ace, the Mask, I feel like the Mask was later. No, Mask was 94 too. Wow.
They're all in 94, right?
I think so. I guess so.
Yeah.
Wasn't a big Mask guy.
Me neither. It was wasn't into it. It was too much. But I also never fully seen Ace Ventura either.
Was raised on Ace Ventura. It's part of my growing up.
That's good. All right.
Cool.
So here's the trivia. According to the Farrelly brothers, Jeff Daniels wasn't wanted for the film, but Jim Carrey wanted him in it. In order to ensure a no from him, they offered Daniels $50,000 for the role. He accepted without any hesitation, nor did he attempt to negotiate. Despite insistence from his agent, the film would kill his career. But it's been his most successful. So how would Carrey have known Daniels?
That's a good question. Excuse me.
It is. I wonder if is Jeff Daniels from? Is he Canadian?
Is Jeff Daniels Canadian?
No, he's from Athens, Georgia.
They always land here.
Interesting. All right, we got to figure out what movie we're doing next time. But that was a good one.